Now the Bob Mellsop stable's really firing at the moment, and one of the stars of the stable now is Real Lucky. So I've always thought you're a pretty lucky sort of fellow, Bob, but he certainly is going beautifully.
Yeah, he's a nice little horse. And I think he's got more in him yet.
He's drawn barrier 3 in the first race at Gloucester Park on Friday night. It's a pretty good field. There's some nice horses in it, but I was very impressed with the way Real Lucky set the pace and won quite comfortably last Friday night.
Yeah, he did win well, and he got home in a nice quick last half. Gary tested him a bit, but yeah, he's in a class now where he's going to be racing nice horses, but he's up to them.
He's an M2, but you've got a better barrier to draw this week by claiming a junior driver with Denny Roberts. Has Denny driven the horse before?
Yeah, twice. She ran 6th on him at Pinjarra and she won on him at Bunbury, I believe. Yeah, no, Jenny knows him.
Yeah. He's got good gate speed, so it's going to be interesting to see who's going to lead. But this horse is a wonderful front runner, but he's also shown that he can come from behind.
Oh, he's far from one-dimensional. I think he's got strings in his bow we haven't seen yet, but he'll be going forward. Whether he leads or not, we'll see later.
Now, how did you get the horse? I know Alex Kay and Brian Nicholson own him in Victoria, and Brian Nicholson must be a lucky fellow because he was one of the part owners of one of the very good horses of Lance Justice's, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was in Smoking Up, so was Alex, and Alex was also in the Falcon Strike. So, Brian bought him in New Zealand and he's been in Melbourne, and when he came over here, he sold Alex 10%, and it's been a good buy. And
so, as an M2, he's going to graduate to open class company fairly shortly, one would consider. So what's his winter program going to be?
Yeah, he'll just take around as long as he's racing well, he'll go all right. I've already been approached by America, but at this stage Brian's having too much fun to sell him, and as is Alex.
Do Brian and Alex come over and watch their horses race much?
Not since the last lot of Inter Dominions, but they are planning a trip very shortly.
You'll make sure you have your horses spot on for that night. And now, talking about your stable, Bob, you've got some good horses in the stable. Got any newcomers that we should be aware of?
Oh, nothing. I've lost Lord Liam's and had a back suspensory go on him. He's retired.
Oh, he was a very nice trotter.
Yeah, no, it broke my heart. He's a good horse, and he was going to win a lot more races here. But apart from him, I've got a couple of. I've got a cheapie trotter coming over from the east, and I've got a horse called Oddball coming over that I'm hoping will do a good job. He's a C2.
Oddball.
Yeah, he belongs to Richard Matthews that owns Lord Liam.
And on Friday night, Bob, you've only got one starter in the first race, so it's early to get here to Gloucester Park, and then a nice comfortable trip home, we hope.
Yeah, hopefully out of the end of the race, out into the swamp box and home.
Thanks for your time, Bob.
Pleasure.